Welcome to the Spectratek kit. It's made by a Canadian company called AMH, and it is actually made in Canada, and they've called it the Instacure UV LED. So what you get in the kit is a really robust, well-padded box. You get the lamp itself, and we'll come on to the lamp shortly, because it's quite a technical lamp, so we'll talk about that in a moment. You get a pair of UV protection glasses to wear, which is fundamental. Every kit that you buy, UV kit, should come with at least some safety glasses. You've got the plugs, the wiring, and obviously the transformer. So pretty straightforward what you get in the kit. Now let's discuss the actual lamp itself. Okay, a couple of features before we move on to that I want to talk to you about before we move on to the back. On the side, that's your charging point. It's actually spring-loaded, which is a good idea because it keeps it nice and clean and you're not going to lose the little rubber grommet that goes in there. Looking at the front of the unit, you can see it is a beast. You know, there's no getting away from that. It's a big unit. This weighs in just under 2 kilos. I get it at 1900, just over 1900 grams. They've put it down to about 1800 grams, just over 1800. So 100 grams difference. They call the front of this is cooled down, and they call it a passive thermal management system enhanced with a fan. Basically what that means is the front of this unit, different to other units on the market that can only run for a certain period of time, should be able to run continuously. They've got a run time on this and a charge time of about 2 hours. I want to now talk to you about the back of it, because this is the bit that is above any other lamp I've had come onto the market. So I've still got one more to see, and at the time of recording this, I haven't seen it. That might be slightly different. So I am going based on the Tesla, the Hedson, the Scan Grip, and those are the ones that I've had in here so far. Rechargeable units, yeah? Okay, let's talk about the back. Technology. We all love technology. So let's try and keep this small, short, and to the point. On the back of the unit, you have a rocker on-off switch. That's your master on-off power. You then have a red button and a green button. That then provides power to the LED. All right? As soon as you press the green button, you get a nice LED scroll across, welcoming you to the actual unit itself. Now, you can see this A here. That means automatic. You can change that by pressing the little spanner key. M is manual. So you've got two really good settings on here. And this is what we're going to talk about. So in the automatic setting, I'm just looking for my glasses. Sorry, bear with me a minute. Right, in the automatic setting, you can set the time to whatever you want it to be. So by pressing these arrow keys, you can go up or down. All right? You can then start it. And the reason for this is so that if you want, you can automatically just press this button and it'll count it down from 45 seconds, a minute, whatever you want it to do, down to 0, and it switches off. Possibly if you made yourself a jig, you could just leave it in the area and walk away and that would work. Or if you have an apprentice or someone you're trying to train, then you can tell them, right, it's 45 seconds, don't get distracted, make sure you cure it for the 45 seconds or 15 seconds, whatever it is. So that is a really, really good feature. So I'm going to just demo this to you. Glasses on, even though I'm not looking at this and you need to try and always protect and cover up as much skin as possible. So if the only way to make this work is you cannot press the trigger. You can't activate it or switch it on in the automatic mode with that. You have to switch it on using the green button. So I'm just going to point that right behind me so you can see. And you'll see it start to count down. So you got 5, 4, right, I'll just switch that off just by pressing the red one. So you can see how the automatic selector works. If you want to go to manual, because you want to have control of the timer yourself, you need to press this circle button, which is basically the reset. Press that reset, it'll take it back up to the time that you set the automatic on. You can then press the spanner key, and that shows you 000. Because it shows you 000, because this now actually counts up. So the automatic counts back down, and the manual counts up. So we'll just do a quick test of that. Let's put my glasses on again. So you can't switch it on from here. You need to use the trigger now on this one. So if I press the trigger, I'm just going to point that behind me, and you'll see that that will start to count up. All right? But you have to keep your finger on the trigger. As soon as you let go of the trigger, it switches off. So we've got 4 seconds. If you want to reset that to 0, you just press the circle again, and it just resets it to 0. So that is the technology behind the Spectratek. And I think out of all the lamps that I've used to date, that's definitely the best bit of gadgetry I've seen on any of these lamps, and a feature that I really, really like. Let's talk about some of the details or the curing ranges that comes with this lamp. So AMH, which is the Canadian company that makes this, they say that having this unit 2 inches away from a panel will give you a curing surface of 100 mil by 100 mil, which is 4 inches by 4 inches. All right, and then that's, depending on the product you're using, they're reckoning you've got an 8-second to 60-second cure on whatever it is you're using. So with that in mind, they also give us an example of if you were to pull the lamp away from the panel up to 8 inches or 200 mil. And they're saying that if you do that, you are increasing, you're making your curing area larger. So you're going from 100 mil, which is 4 inches by 4 inches, to 10 inches by 10 inches, 250 by 250 mil. So you've got a larger surface area now that you're curing. The downside to that is when you move the lamp away from the panel, you are weakening the curing capabilities. So by pulling it away, yes, you're curing a larger area, but what you need to remember, and I don't think a lot of you might understand this, that you have to then increase your curing time. So whereas before we were looking at a curing time close to the panel of 8 to 60 seconds, 8 seconds to 60 seconds, you're now looking at 60 seconds. They say 120, but I would probably go to 180. So, you know, you're almost doubling it or tripling that curing time. But you're curing a larger area. So that's something to bear in mind. The last thing to probably tell you about on this lamp is the LED bulbs have a 35,000 hour lifespan. 35,000 hours, that's just, it's a long time. That is a lot of repairs. If you think your average sort of prime might take you 15 seconds, 45 seconds, you know, you're looking at a hell of a lot of jobs that you're going to get through before you need to look at replacing any of those. Now I'm just going to sort of sum up my feelings on this lamp and be as honest as I possibly can with you on it. As I might have touched on before, I'm not quite sure because I've done a few sort of clips of this. This is not the most powerful lamp that I've had in here, but it is one of the most powerful lamps. And as a rechargeable unit, it's definitely an option. However, what lets this unit down for me, and it's a real shame because the technology, like I said, I get really excited about the technology on the back of it. I think it's brilliant. But for me, it's the weight of it. I know the jobs, we're not standing there for hours or, you know, numerous minutes doing it. It's sort of a minute, 2 minutes maximum. But it is still a really big, heavy unit. And just sort of holding it during this video, I can feel it in my arm. So there'd be no need to go to the gym if you had one of these. Other than that, it's a good unit and it works. So I'd like to just take this moment to thank John from Stanners for giving me the opportunity to review the lamp. It is going back to them. I can only have so many lamps here. But yeah, give them a shout and obviously check out my other reviews. In a few weeks' time, or depending when you watch this, I am actually going to review all the UV lamps I've got. And I'm going to tell you which one I think is the best and give you the benefits of each of those. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do follow me on Instagram because that's where a lot of my stuff happens. But if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks also for following me on that. All right, have a great one and catch up with you all soon. Thank you.